Alright, let's see who all joined this race. May have been a few decent HPDs hanging out there, but I don't know if they actually joined the race or not. Well, the race split.
Mom's is
Nope.
braided. They don't have braided anymore.
Well, we ended up with 5 of us in this split. There was an Italian guy that was pretty quick in the practice server I was in, but I guess he didn't join the race. I mean, it's probably like, 4 o'clock in the morning there. Well, I knew that handsome Scottish fella wasn't coming in here. So, I don't even know if I want to qualify or not. I think I'm going to not qualify. Hello, Andrew. It's shared, Kevin. I don't even really feel like we're in this race now. I was thinking that Italian dude might come in here. There was a couple other guys that jumped in after you jumped out, Frazier, that looked pretty quick. But I guess we'll sleep, you drunk bastard. I don't think I'm going to qual. Kevin's decently quick, but I usually have a little bit on him pace-wise. Damn, Andrew, that sucks. I wish you could click on and see the other guys qualifying. It would make this so much better. Oh. Yeah, I don't have enough time to get a qual lap in anyway. At this point, I had to go to the bathroom, so. Wow, Kevin must have really messed up that first lap. And let's hope this was a mistake too. It's about 4 seconds off of what I expect him to run, what he usually will run here. This scares me. Because GT cars run faster than that. I know I run 211s and 212s around here in the Ferrari, so pretty sure that's not going to fly. Vinicius, the Spartan name here, needs to get a qual lap in too, because I know he's decently quick. And if he doesn't, I'm going to start ahead of him. I'd rather start behind him. Yeah. You know, the HPDs always felt good on this tire model. Like, I didn't like the old tire model on the GTE cars, which, I mean, I guess it's still on those. Those are still on the old tire model. I don't like the tire model that's on the Ferrari right now, but I like it on this car. I think what it is that tire doesn't like the suspension compliant cars, because I've noticed that old tire, this tire model that this car uses was good on downforce cars. Suspension compliant cars, it wasn't really that good.
Homer, share the setup, please.
I did.
Hey, Kev.
I just shared it again. Paul, you know, I was taking that chance that you were up late. Alright, so let's go and show the setup right now. Kind of the same old, same old. I went to a 1 rear wing. Trying to do something a little bit different with the setup right now on this car, on this track for the race setup. The other night, the race I ran, the setup didn't feel right. It just never seemed...
I forgot the windshield tear off. Luckily, I remembered that.
Ouch, 3 a.m.
Good job.
One to go. Next time by, line up on the left side. Pit road is closed right now.
$3 a.m., huh?
We're going to give him some space. Hold up.
Catch up. 17 car.
Evan, slow down just a little bit.
Not too much of a gap. They're not going to crash in the front straight. I don't want to start in way back before the chicane.
They don't crash on the first straight. Funny, man.
Get ready, going green.
Yeah.
As everybody's got to go through the chicane, let's not race there because it'll just end up as a wreck. Yeah, let's just have our own start. How about that?
The pace car is off.
Yeah, I'm just going to hang back here and watch.
Green flag, green flag.
That was a smart move.
And there's those that just don't give a fuck.
Left side. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the left.
See if I can't chase these guys down. Oh, LMP1 wreck. Dude, I don't want to pass you here.
12.973. You're in the top 10.
I'm just gonna wait and get you out of Rouge.
Car on your left.
Stop squeezing me.
To the right.
That's
Clear,
stupid, dude.
left
I'm about
side.
2 seconds a lap faster than you.
Clear on the left.
Pinch me.
I'm just rolling back here.
I'm already on side of him, and he comes over and just pushes me off the track. Actually hits me.
Yeah, he tried to do the same thing to me.
Well, next time for that turn, I'm just going to pass him on the outside because it's actually easier.
Car right. Clear. Car on your left. Clear on the left. Car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the left.
ready to get away from that knucklehead. I don't expect anybody to let me pass them, but when I'm already on side of them, I don't expect them to move over and hit me. He ran off the track. There you go, Terry.
Yeah, I knew that happened eventually.
Look at Kevin go. Kevin's running pretty good up there. Is that it is an LMP1 we're catching. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's in the pits now.
Yeah, he was badly overdriving the corners.
Sorry, Leon. Did not mean that.
He wasn't, he was just slow getting off the corner. So by the time he was back on the throttle, I'd already been on the throttle for more than a second. Plus, I don't run a lot of rake in this car, so I can get more straightaway speed. Oh, the LMP1.
Oh, hi there.
Okay. Don't you dare let me pass.
Clear. Car on your left. Stay on the right. Clear.
I know, I'll save fuel behind you. That's how I'll win.
Dang it.
You know my secret.
Yeah, that LMP1, I don't understand. He should be blowing away from us. As long as the straightaways are here. downhill turns, man, they're tough. Tough to get just right, you know. Downhill, a little bit off camber. Jeez, I'm all over the place here. Yeah, it is, man. It's just the car just starts gaining momentum right in the middle of it, you know, and so you got to be conscious of that. You got to actually think about another element in the corner that you normally aren't thinking about.
3.882.
Por favor, señor. Man, that was a shame. That was good fun race right there. I want to keep going though.
I'm actually catching this LMP1.
The right pedal's okay, it's just that tricky one on the left. Walking video.
Oh! Went out and got an incident point.
What the fuck?
3.373.
By the way, HPDs, I did share my setup with everybody if you want to get it after the race, of course.
I learned a lot from watching your videos, John. They'd be dumb not to take advantage of it.
What'd you learn? A bunch of zingy one-liners?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
I'm not proud of how mean I can get sometimes, but sometimes I just get pissed off, you know. Venting in here is a way to keep me from going out there and just smashing them off the track. Yeah, well, you know, I've been protested a few times, stuff I've said, but usually it's pretty deserved. Like, I just have this sneaky feeling that Vinicius up here is going to do something stupid when I catch him. I don't know why. I don't want to say it's because he's Brazilian, because I have some Brazilian friends and I have some Brazilian subscribers who I race with regularly, who I like, but usually my experience with the Danish drivers are Brazilian, so
Thank you.
and as much shit as I give Brazilians, of course I give Americans shit too. I don't give us a free pass. I know how stupid we can be.
Now can I go by so I can let you check out mine?
But I've always been one that I appreciate how passionate the Brazilians are about racing. Shit, I wish us Americans were half as passionate. Motorsports wouldn't be a dying breed here, you know. Europeans don't have to worry about it. Europe loves racing.
I should probably not have any more right front after that one.
No problem, brother.
Go on your left. Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
Oh, good. He didn't do anything stupid.
2 minutes. 3.872. Right side. Clear.
This guy did instead. Could have waited until the source would have been better for him. Would have been faster for him too. Yeah. Even stock car racing is drying up. It's the car culture in general here is suffering, and it has been for a while. And it's sad because we used to be all about car culture. Hell, we practically invented it.
Un desastre, Joaquín, la verdad. Toda la vuelta distinta, es un desastre. Peleando posición donde no tenés que pelear, un desastre. Perdóname, te lo digo, un desastre. Me repito, un desastre.
¿Eh?
Joaquín, no.
That was close. Not a great place to be sitting, but I appreciate that he didn't try to move out of the way and end up moving into the path. But I really couldn't go to the front of him there coming out of that corner. So I had to take another incident point. And that's pretty much what we're doing here. Yeah, that's sad, eh? That, you know, we don't really have the rash of closing tracks here. After this race is over, I'm going to go look at the start and see how far Vinicius came over to hit me. Because for some reason, that's still bothering me. Because I was fully alongside of him.
Could have been a lot clearer off the whole minute there, and the whole second, I mean.
Yep, that happens here too. Usually they get told to F off though.
Left side. Clear.
Thank you. Kevin's still hanging back there. Yeah, here, I don't know, there's also a lot of open space here. Of course there's a lot of open space there as well, just a lot of it's frozen. There's a lot of open dry land here.
All right. 2 minutes, 4.104, clear on the right. All right. Clear.
Yeah, I love that when developers go and develop a plot of land right next to a racetrack, and then the dickheads that buy the houses start complaining about the noise. It's like, motherfucker, you knew there was a racetrack here when you bought your cookie cutter McMansion. Building a house next to the interstate and bitching about traffic.
Clear on the left.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because we have a lot more open land here, so tracks usually build out pretty far away from town centers. But then you still have people who will go develop farmland or cow pastures, especially around here in Texas. They'll go out and develop cow pasture land right next to a racetrack,
2 units.
and then start bitching about the noise.
3.
Wait, there's 2 of you named Vinicius in here? How is that possible?
Clear.
Trickeries of the mind.
I mean, I thought that name was made up to look cool.
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Yeah, I think it is.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel.
Get to him before Blanchemont? I think I can.
Right side. Clear.
Hello, Gustavo.
I'm coming for you. You know who you are.
4.254.
Good to see Gustavo out there leading. You talk about a guy who has climbed quick. This year he has much improved.
Right side. Clear on the right.
You idiot! Dude, I was trying to stay to the left. You run the racing line, which is to swing out to the right. You don't pull right in front of a passing car. Thank you for ruining my race.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, thanks.
Go back to insert.
No, you probably crashed out of him on the first lap. That's why he's here.
That's not nice.
3 car ahead.
Ooh, back that one in like a super bike. Like an
You
old
could start
school,
15 minutes early before the
like an
race.
old school GP 500 bike.
478.
I thought I was looping there for a second. There's Vinicius.
What was that, Vincent? I had my rip.
I think Vinicius was just fighting hard. I don't think he really meant to hit me. But once I'm fully on
he
side
was
of him,
in the IMSA race
he should
because it
stop
starts
trying to
15 minutes
walk the
earlier
line.
than Le Mans. So he probably crashed on the first lap, and that's why he's here.
Yeah. We came out to the top of Eau Rouge, and instead of washing out to the right, he pulled over back in front of me on the left.
Ooh, yeah, that's no good.
I don't try to usually iRacing bus, but what's a 700 doing in a prototype?
Losing more iRating? What do I win? LMP1s are great for straight line draft, but man, they create brutal aero wash. I feel like a Cessna trying to take off behind a 747. Right there, car wouldn't rotate.
Well, it was a fun race, Chris, until that, man.
Left side, clear on the left. 2 minutes, break point 402. You're in fifth. .747.
I was wondering that myself, but he was accelerating way harder than I was. He was just braking way earlier. Now on the top end, and I've been there behind him the whole race. He just has gotten really slow in the corners versus earlier in the race. On the top end here, we're faster because we're running low downforce, at least it should be. They're running high downforce, so they accelerate harder initially, but if they're not using their hybrid drive, they're not going to top end faster than us, which they shouldn't be at the high end anyway on the using electric power.
You're a fucking moron.
Uh-oh.
P1 dive bomb me in the last hairpin from a mile and a half back.
Car on your left.
Roger that, Alex, but don't ever change lanes in the straightaway like that unpredictably. There's no way for us to anticipate it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do when there's a bend right before that corner, right?
Car on your left.
No, he's apologizing to me privately. And I'm just making an education moment out of it.
Alright, oh, running out of fuel.
You don't ever move out of the way, basically. You just be predictable and don't make it harder for somebody to get by, and you'll be fine.
Oh, there's Mrs. SB Ledger.
All clear. Punch it.
Hey, Scion. So there's another person lacking from this race that could have been in here.
The lead is fitting now.
Ian, I did show the setup in the beginning if you want to see it for this track. It's different than the one I ran the other night by a little bit. Not much, but enough to make it much more drivable. The one I ran the other night when I unceremoniously hit Eli Dove was just not a very good setup. The changes I'd made to it didn't seem to work.
Car on your left. Clear on the left. You're back in fifth.
Yeah, it sucks. Like, that turn will bite you if you get on it just wrong. Ouch. Yeah. I've done that. But the suspension settings on this car that I have for this track were specifically for that purpose. Dampers mainly. Or Vinicius Loyola, I guess is his name. He spent an awful lot of time in the pits in this race.
I just wasn't trying to push you, Dwayne.
Nah, man, you're good, dude. Try to give you much room as I could.
Mrs. S.P. Ledger.
I did like that metallic and black paint job.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
C'est bon.
Not you.
Next corner. Next corner.
You're in fourth position.
Talking about Blanchimont? The one right before the bus stop? Yeah, I gotta give it a little. I mean, I can't just ignore it. It can get away, but it's pretty stable. This setup is through there. Oh, this person is really slow.
Good God, man! Mirror!
Third spring gap is not going to do anything for this turn. Third spring gap helps right here. Third spring gap helps you to brake for that corner without bringing that rear end around. It controls the pitch, not the yaw.
Man, you can't make a stupider move, Hernandez.
The best thing you can do is lower your wing number if it's not already at 1, bring it down to 1 for blanchiment, or lower your rear ride height and raise your front ride height up a little bit. So just take a little bit of rake out of the car. If you do that, you should be okay there. If it's still doing it after you've taken a little rake out, because you don't want to take too much out to where you can't make these corners. But once you start compromising, once you adjust the rake to the point where you start compromising the other corners, back it off and then change your diff setting. Take some of the drive strength out of the diff.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Whoa! Go ahead, Ari. That was close. That was a pucker moment back there, Vincent. I almost lost it there in Puhan. Fire is a little right there. If you have too big of a third spring gap, it allows the car to create more rake at higher speeds. But that usually isn't going to be the issue there. Unless you had too much rake already built in, or your rear ride height's too high, or your rear springs are too stiff. Ideally, your rear spring should be softer than your front springs. Yeah, a lot of it's setup dependent. Well, it keeps you from building in more rake, but it all depends on how you run. If you're running, some people do run stiffer rear springs on this car than they do front springs, and so that could definitely be a moment. Even if you're running softer rears, if there's not if the difference isn't very much, and if you already have a lot of rake built into the car, the more rake you already have built in, the more it's going to show up at speed. But I don't build a lot of rake into the car. I do a lot to take the rake out.
Alright, clear.
Hate that curb.
I run the car with as little rake as I can tolerate and still be able to rotate it. 'Cause I'm always going with the top speed philosophy.
Still there. Clear.
Because mechanical grip is shit in this car to begin with. There's really not much you can do about that. So I don't even try. The old Zexel Pennzoil scheme. Haven't seen that around in a while. So I don't do a lot to try. And I definitely don't sacrifice anything aero related for mechanical grip, because there's just not enough time to be made up with this car setup wise in mechanical turns.
Left side. Clear. back in 4th position. You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
I should get the white flag next time by. Clouds moving in over there. Now, the way I do my setups, the third spring serves more for me in braking attitude than anything else, keeping the front from nose diving. If I increase my third screen gap, it makes the car real dangerous, hard braking for the bus stop, especially because you let off of it and you turn uphill to the right. So what happens is when that front end drops like that under that hard braking, when you and you can control this with dampers too. I control my rear dampers as well. I slow down the rear compression and I slow down the front rebound. The third spring plays a part in that as well, because it makes it to where I don't have to adjust the dampers too much, because then that affects other things.
White flag, stay smooth.
But it keeps the car from swinging all that weight to the front and then unloading it back to the rear as soon as you let off the brake, which is what causes loop whenever these guys are turning in.
2 minutes.
Anytime I see somebody that is having trouble looping it on an entrance to the bus stop or a similar kind of turn, that's usually what I tell them to fix. Is shorten the third spring gap, slow down the rear compression, and slow down the front rebound. Keep the weight from swinging so much. Because this is a rear bias car to begin with. So anytime you swing that weight forward, its natural tendency is going to be to swing back when you come off that brake.
Well, it was funny either way. Too bad for that incident with that P1 in the last chicane when we were battling all together there. That's all good, but whatever. It was fun.
Whoa, there it went again. Getting out too far on that curb.
Alright, there's the checkered flag. Nice run, solid work.
Good race, Kevin. Good race, Kevin. Terry, you too.
Yay, no wrecking.
Alright, let's take a look at that start. I want to see what Vinicius did to
Thanks
me.
for the share on the setup. I'll have to pick that up.
No problem. So I think it was lap 2 that I caught him. Yeah, here he is. He's running defensive, which I expect. I mean, this guy doesn't know me. I don't know him. I don't expect him to give up position to me. You know, I never expect that. As a matter of fact, I get annoyed when people do. People just move out of my way. Especially on lap 2. But I'm all over this guy. Okay, and I caught him from a good ways back, so he already knows I'm faster than him. Right here, he left that door open, so I went there. Boom, right there, he comes over and hits me. So see, my issue with him is I'm already there. Okay, I'm there. He comes over, then he comes over again. So why are you still coming over? Bam, right there. I'm already there. You've already pinched me and it didn't work. And furthermore, I'm gonna tell you right now, when people are drafting me up that straightaway, I'll let them have this inside. Because I can hold this outside better, and then I have the inside line on the turn back. Yeah, he was fighting pretty hard. And that I don't have a problem with. Everything he's doing right there, even though there's a lot of double moves involved and slow line changes, I don't care about that. That's fine. I'll work my way around it. My problem is just when I was already on side of him and he kept insisting on pinching me further and further until we made contact. I mean, yeah, well, he's okay. Look, man, where is he at? There he is, right there. Okay, so just by nature, he's going to be an aggressive racer, and I appreciate that. I don't want anybody to just roll over and die, but there is a reasonable threshold for what you should be doing. I want to see start from the leader's perspective. Kevin, okay, Terry just backed off. He didn't fight Kevin at all. Yeah, a little bit of both. Is that a little late on the dive there? Yeah, I guess a little bit. Could be construed that way. No, I didn't qualify. I had to go to the bathroom. And there's only 5 of us in here, so I didn't feel like I needed to. Alright, Ian, man, thanks for staying up and watching, keeping me company. You too, Firespit. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've been getting annoyed because there's like 12 cars in practice and then 5 in the race. That I wasn't gonna run, but Kevin wanted to run, so yeah, figured I'd run with him. Just trying to get, Andrew Simmons was in practice. There was a couple other guys that were pretty decently quick, so I was trying to get them. They didn't run. But there's Kevin. Kevin ran a good race. Brought it in second. Alright guys, I'll see y'all in the next one.